Hi, this is Jason. Today I'm going to show you how to randomize subjects on a study on volunteer science. So here we have my research teams. I'm a part of the Jason test team, the Northeastern team. I'm going to go into my test. Now, there are two ways to randomize. One, you can hard code it in the experiment itself, so you can write code that actually randomizes subjects however you want. We certainly encourage that for complicated experiments, or if you wanted to actually hard code things rather than using our system. But the second way to do it is you create variables for your experiment and have your experiment be able to handle different values for those variables, and I'll show you what that means in a second. So I'm going to go to the Experiments tab here in my test account, and I'm going to select my Wildcat Wells. This is the same Wildcat Wells that is the template, so you'll be able to see the same things if you use the template in your account. So as you see, here's the experiment. Here's the variables for this experiment, and there's a lot of variables going on here. But what I will show you, just for demonstration purposes, is let's say we want to do Wildcat Wells, but we wanted to do a randomization around whether groups see the one another's, let's do score, see one another's scores or not. So we want to know what happens in a Wildcat Wells if one group doesn't see how much oil the other people get versus what happens in groups where they are able to see how much oil other people get. So here, show score can be 0, 1, or a random of 0 or 1. So this is a good example of hard coding the randomization. So I'm not going to do anything here. The variables are set. Now what I want to do is I'm going to actually post this study to Volunteer Science in 2 versions, and Volunteer Science is going to randomly send subjects to one of those 2 versions. So I'm going to go to the Admin tab here at the top, and I'm going to post Wildcat Wells to Volunteer Science. So I have my my page here, the Jason test page. I'm going to add a category, call it Wildcat Wells. I always call it Wildcat Wells. Can you find the most oil? I'll put that as my description. Alright. It's a multiplayer study. For this demo, it doesn't really matter. You don't have to change these if you don't want to. I'm not going to worry about any of this stuff. So I'm going to show you how to do this. So it's test Wildcat Wells is what I'm looking for. Right. Add that experiment here, and now I'm actually going to add it again. So I'm going to scroll down and finding test Wildcat Wells. And now I have 2 copies of the Wildcat Wells experiment in this tile. So let me just show you. Here, I'm going to open a new tab with the page. Here's my Wildcat Wells. I can find the most oil. Now what happens is when I click play, is Volunteer Science will randomly send subjects to one of these 2 versions. And right now, they're both exactly the same. Now what I want to do is I'm going to change it so that one of these has a different variable value. So I want to take the show score, or there we go, show score, modify value, and just for completeness, I'm going to do it on the other side too. So I select slow show score, click the modify variable button, and now this one I'm going to be 1, update. And the other one is 0. So meaning that if you get to 850, to Wildcat Wells 850, you're not going to see one another's scores, and if you show 851, if you get selected into 851, you will see other people's scores. And this is a 50-50 randomization. If I did a 3rd version of this, it would be 33%, 33%, 33%. Each one would have a 3rd probability of being selected. So now, refresh the page. Actually, it won't change anything. Now what happens is when I click play, again, it'll randomize, but what it'll do is that when the game starts, it'll set this variable equal to 1 when this game starts, and then this variable is going to be set equal to 0 when this game starts. And then the experiment is ready to show different things given these variable values. So that's how you randomize your experiments within Volunteer Science. in a game tile. Thank you.